Gwen. If Miss Gwen comes, then we'll just let her in, and it's no problem at all. But I just want to be respectful to you two and go ahead and get started. Do y'all have any?
Let me ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Ask a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I think on the 24th, you were doing mirroring. Are you going to do mirroring today or not?
Do you want me to try that?
Well, we don't want to make it harder on you.
Yeah.
What do you think, Susie?
Did you watch that video and laugh with me as I tried to?
It was helpful, but I don't want to put pressure on you. So, well, I mean, we could follow you either.
I can do mirroring, but I can't talk and do mirroring.
Yeah.
Because my brain cannot say left when I am moving my right hand. No. I can't make myself do that. Maybe that's something I can do over time, but I can do mirroring. I may have a moment where I struggle, but yeah, let's give that a try. And anything to help y'all. Don't ever feel afraid to ask me. And I am not afraid to try anything. I'm pretty fearless when it comes to stuff. And I've been around Tai Chi long enough to where I'm really not intimidated by it. You know, in the beginning, when you're just learning it, you're kind of intimidated by it. But I know it. So I should say it's probably a moment when I could do it backwards and forwards. So we'll just do it backwards.
Is that okay with you, Susie, or what do you prefer?
It's I'm sure it's hard to mirror, and because it was even hard for her to do it, and sometimes she would call the wrong thing. I go by the calling, by the cueing. That's what I go by. Okay. I don't really, I mean, I watch to a certain extent, but I'm more watching or paying attention to what I'm doing and listening to what they're cueing. And actually, to me, that's what most people do whenever they're doing Tai Chi.
I have a class that likes me to turn around backwards. So it's
no, she doesn't like that. And actually, I've seen videos on the YouTube of backwards. I don't like it either. I said, mainly you do what you want. I'll give it a try, but I go by what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily go by what you're doing.
Gotcha.
Because like I said, I'm not so into. Yes, I want you to a certain extent, but mostly I'm paying attention to what you're saying and I'm trying to do it.
Yes, and that comes with experience, but we can do it both ways, and we can challenge ourselves to try something different and then also be within our comfort zone. So that I don't mind to accommodate both. So let's get started. In the beginning, we don't have to worry about right and left, because once we do something right, we do it left in just a second.
Yeah, that's my thought too. That was what I was going to say, because really, as long as you do both sides, it doesn't matter which side you do both. I mean, which side you do first or whatever.
Yeah, the only thing where that doesn't apply is commencement, because we only do it one time. But yeah, we'll give it a try, and I like to challenge my little brain. So it's good for us. It helps us use it. As long as we're using it, we hopefully won't lose it. But we're just warming up a little bit. Ma'am?
Just tell us what you're doing.
I will. Okay. I will. You'll know whenever I'm doing mirroring because I'll laugh. No, I'll tell you, but I always laugh because I have to think really hard. And I have to place my body in a different position because I'm going one direction first when I'm used to going the other direction. But like I said, I don't mind at all, whatever's most helpful. And if you rewatch the video, you can find the spot that plays your version that you like the best and just use that version to practice. So that's the beauty of technology. Remember when we have VCR tapes, we'd just be blindly rewinding and wondering if we were coming to the right spot. And, oh, how far it's come in just a small amount of time, huh? All right, so let's go. Thinking about body awareness, I have my feet about shoulder width apart. I tend to go a little bit wider. That's where I feel most stable, but definitely do where you feel stable. We want an upright posture, relaxed shoulders, just a nice stable stance as we get started, starting with our neck. Oh, I got wind coming in. Sorry, y'all. There we go. Starting with our neck, we have our hands to our side. We bring our hands up, palms down, towards our chin and chest, push away from our bodies, and follow those hands all the way down. Come back up. Find your special place in breathing. I like to inhale as I bring my hands up and then exhale whenever I'm ready, taking twice as long to exhale. Our other neck exercise, I start out the same way. Come here, drop one hand to my hip and follow this hand as I look towards my shoulder. Feel a little stretch in that neck, come back to the front, switch hands and look towards that other shoulder. So you don't have to go as far as you can go, just enough to stretch that neck to increase that range of motion. That's the point of this move. If you're like me and you hold a lot of tension in your neck, this is a great stretch to help release some of that tension. Also important of why we warm up before we do stretches so that we can stretch fully into it. Makes a big difference. That's why when we wake up in the morning, we're so daggone stiff. Our muscles are cold. All right, let's roll our shoulders. Roll our shoulders forward and roll them back, making little circles on the sides of our legs. Forward. And roll back. Let's do some big circles with our arms, up, palms up, and then push down in front of us. This is a good one to practice our breathing, inhaling as we come up and exhaling as we push those hands down. In times of stress, this is just a movement that we can use to help calm our breathing. Just meditate a little bit in the moment. Remove ourselves from stress that we're feeling or stress that's consuming us. You can easily do this movement seated, so you can close your eyes and just gently, fluidly move in a slow way as you inhale and exhale. Now for our spine, let's grab our ball. We're going to separate the heavens and the earth. The hand that's on top is going to come down towards the ground. The other is going to come up and push towards that ceiling. Come back to the ball and switch. Stretch that spine. Give it some breathing room. Gravity makes it collapse. So when we stretch, we open all those vertebrae back up. In terms of breathing, I like to inhale as I come to my ball and then exhale as I push and separate those hands. Don't want to forget how important our breathing is in Tai Chi. Using the full capacity of our lungs helps increase the circulation in our bodies. Get that blood flowing. Now let's take our ball from side to side. Hand that's on top tells us the direction we're going to go, and we go to just above that leg, staying within our frame. With breathing, I like to inhale as I turn my hands, exhale as I change directions. This is that turn movement that we do in waving hands and clouds. This is a great precursor movement for that. So remember, it's a torso movement. The hands are just going along for the ride. Side to side, stretching our spines horizontally. As we move to our lower body stretches, give our bodies a little shake. That's a lot for our legs to hold our weight that whole time. So it's good to give ourselves a little break. So for our hips, we're going to shift, for our hips, we're going to shift our weight to one leg. We're going to place our heel forward and our hands come back. Pause in the middle, and then put that toe back, hands forward. Keeping our bodies upright as we transition that leg to the front, middle, and back, just like a kickstand. I thought about this movement this morning when I was in the gym. I'll show you in a minute what I was thinking. But that kickstand, that leg out to the side, is very stabling for our bodies. Helps keep us from falling. Now let's shift our weight to that right leg and do the other one. Heel forward, hands back. Pause in the middle. Toe back, hands forward. Well, you probably know where I'm going with this about my talking about me at the gym this morning. I fell because I wasn't doing a stable position. So it's just a good reminder that kickstand toe back is stable for our bodies. Last time, and back to center. So just as a reminder, this is outside of Tai Chi. I had weights in my hands. I did that staggered stance, but my leg was back. You see how my leg's back versus it's just like right here. If my legs are too close together, that makes me more off balance. So that's the same way. Well, I went to squat down and come back up, and I lost my balance and had to go down to my knee. So I widened my stance a little, and I was able to go down and back up and be more stable. So that's just a reminder that we use body placement out and about in the real world. It's not just in Tai Chi, but when we're doing other things, we hold our bodies in a way that's a stable way so that we don't fall. All right, so let's go to our other hip warm-up stretch, and that's where we shift our weight from one leg to the other leg. We stack our hands and we take them to the direction of the weight shift. Shift the weight, And then you can lift and tap that foot out. Bring it back, switch your hands, shift, and tap out. Keeping our bodies upright and making an effort not to lean into that weight shift. Staying within our frame. So if you see your picture on your computer or on your tablet and your hands go any further than about the end of your body right here, you may be going too far. You may be starting to lean. So just pay attention to your body, that it is staying upright, because we know if we're leaning, even if we don't fall, leaning is going towards falling, and that's definitely not what we want to do. Very good. Now for our knees, have our loose fists like an egg, or holding an egg we don't want to break, down here by our hips. We're going to shift our weight, lift, tap and punch, bring it back, side by side, shift, lift, tap and punch, punching that opposite arm than the foot that's going out. Tap and punch, shift, lift, tap and punch. So make sure you're going slow. Completely shift the weight before you lift that foot to tap it out. Finish that whole movement. Bring it back. Finish that whole movement. Then shift the weight. Lift. That's a challenge because we live in that world where everything's in such a rush. We're in a rush to get to the next thing. And so this is practicing that slow down and give respect to the whole movement. Sometimes I catch myself in the name of fluidity, because that's a buzz and key word in Tai Chi. I'm trying to be fluid or continuous, but really I'm rushing. So let's go to that other knee exercise where we shift the weight, step out front, shift forward and punch, keeping that back foot on the ground. Bring it back, side by side. Shift, step, heel, toe, shift and punch. Bring it back, feet side by side. Shift, step, shift and punch. Bring it back, side by side. Shift, step, shift and punch, side by side. Let's do one more on each side. Shift, step, heel, toe, shift and punch, shift it back, feet side by side. Last time, shift, step, heel, toe, shift and punch, bring it back, feet side by side. You can, for our ankles, you can put your hand in front of you like this or to your side, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Let's shift and then heel, toe, rocking that foot, heel, toe, heel, toe. Very good. Bring it back, shift, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Rocking that foot, working that ankle joint. Bring it back, shift. Now let's go big toe, little toe, side to side. Challenging that ankle joint, the full motion of that joint. Helping it be strong and flexible. Shift the weight, little toe, big toe. We ask a lot of our ankle, knees, and hips to bear our weight and help us stay stable. So we want to stretch those muscles and make them stronger with our movements. Using our body weight in Tai Chi. All right, give yourself a little shake. Do you have any questions?
No.
You're all good. All right. Here we go. So we are going to do, let me do talking through the movements first, and then I'm going to do mirror image, okay? So both ways. Well, I think the camera's kind of messed up. I struggle sometimes to get the right perfect angle. All right. Well, see, when I'm doing regular, just talking through, I start here because I'm going to wave hands through clouds that way first. But when I do mirror image, I'll start over here because I'm going to go that way because we do waving hands in clouds to the right first. So just bear with me as I do this. Here we go. Get you that good stable stance, nice deep breath, preparing ourselves to do Tai Chi Basic 6 for fall prevention. Here we go. And commence. Hands come up, down, shift that weight right. Step left, bring those hands up. Shift left as those hands go out. Bring that right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip, shift left, step right, push, turn, separate, following that left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot back, waving hands in clouds. Switch, step, turn. 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 To the middle for open and close. Single whip, shift right, step left, push, turn, separate, following that right hand, sink, shift right, bring that left foot back, waving hands in clouds, switch, step, turn, 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 switch, step, turn. To the middle for open and close. And close it out. So, ma'am.
I went backwards this time.
So mirror image may be helping you more than you thought.
I went left instead of right like I was supposed to at the beginning. So.
That's okay. It really can be confusing, and I don't know that there's like a right or best way. That's why I'm happy to try all of it. And then somewhere in there, it's helping somebody. And then because of a recording, you can practice with what part works best for you. So I'm still learning the waving hands in clouds with switch, step, turn. I told you I've adopted turn. I even told my Tai Chi class on Wednesdays that we're going to change it from wave to turn. And they like that too. So just as a reminder that as you switch, step, and turn, there is a weight shift in there. I don't know where you're doing it, but I think it makes sense to me I thought I was doing it as I turn, but I think this time I did it when I
Turn and came.
Is that what you are doing when you're switching your hands? That's when
Yeah.
you're shifting the weight. That's what I did this past time, and that seemed to make better sense. So just remember to give respect to the weight shift, because that's really what helps strengthen the muscles, not rushing through the weight shift, just to completely shift the weight before you make that next move. Okay, so let's do it again, this time with mirror image. I'll still do some talking, but I don't think I can say words like right and left. I promise y'all, I'm okay being challenged. I just admit to y'all that, it is a challenge for me. So here we go. We're going to do our basic 6 again, and this time mirror image. Take a few deep breaths. And here we go. Commence. Up, down, shift that weight. Step, shift, bring that foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, following that hand. Shift, bring that foot back, waving hands in clouds. Switch, step, turn. 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 To the middle for open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, following that hand. Shift, bring that foot back, waving hands in clouds. Switch, step, turn. 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 To the middle for open and close. And close it out. So is that easier? Yes, Arlene. That's the way you like it. Miss Susie, how about you?
I was fine. I did it right this time.
Very good. Miss Gwen, what? Do what?
It makes a difference. I said, I went the right way this time. It doesn't make a difference when you're alone, but if you're in a crowd, it does make a difference because you'll be going the opposite direction of the other.
That's right. Miss Gwen, do you like it one way or the other? Do you like mirror image, or do you like for me to just call out the words?
Either way.
Okay.
Either way.
I think
The second leg, somehow or another, I get.
When I do mirror image and just not say right or left, I kind of like that, because
you did good. Yeah.
Because you're doing the movement, switch, step, turn, switch, step, turn. So you're doing the right or left, so we don't have to say it. So let's try that again. I might get good at mirror image. Just never know what we're capable of, huh? All right, so here we go. Okay, so if I'm doing mirror image, I'm going to start over here. Let's just give it a try. I'm taking me a few deep breaths just to get my mind right and get myself centered. And here we go. Commence. Up. Down. Shift that weight. Step. Bring those hands up. Shift as those hands come out. Step. Bring those hands in. Open and close. Single whip. Shift. Step. Push. Turn. Separate. Following that hand. Shift. Bring that hand back. Foot back. Waving hands in clouds. Switch. Step. Turn. 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 To the middle for open and close. Single whip. Shift. Step. Push. Turn. Separate. Following that hand. Shift. Bring that hand and foot back. Waving hands in clouds. Switch. Step. Turn. 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 To the middle for open and close. And close it out. All right, what do we think?
Great.
So I'll tell you what I like about it. It's less words for me to say. I'm doing it backwards, but like I said, if as long as I set myself up and I know what which movements are next, I'm okay. So I like saying the less words. So I'm doing it mirror image, but I'm not thinking right or left. I'm just going and going and saying the words. So Susie, hopefully the words are leading you and then you're on the right foot.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I think this is great. Oh, we made a breakthrough. I've always been terrified of mirror image and say I can't do it, but it's because I can't say right while I'm moving my left. But if I just talk about moving my arm or my hand or stepping, then I don't have to worry about the direction. That may work with you guys who or you ladies who have been doing Tai Chi. So you already know right or left. And so that's probably a big difference with y'all. So we'll just keep doing it like that. And then y'all just let me know if y'all ever need me to try something different. All right, so let's do it again. So this time, we're going to really think about slow, smooth, continuous, but still giving the respect to the full movement. So slow and smooth and continuous. All right, so that's what we're thinking this time as we do these moves. Here we go. And commence. Up, down, step, shift. Bring those hands back, open and close. Single whip, shift, step, let me back up. Step, push, turn, separate, following that hand. Shift, bring that arm and foot back, waving hands in clouds. Shift, step, turn, 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 shift, step, turn. To the middle for open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, following that hand. Shift, bring that leg and arm back, waving hands in clouds. Switch, step, turn, 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 switch, step, turn. To the middle for open and close. Close it out. So did you have a difficult time with slow, smooth, and continuous with all that jabberjaw going on? I thought I was having a hard time doing slow, smooth, continuous because I wasn't finished saying all the words before I needed to be moving again. So this time, let's try it, thinking about slow, smooth, and continuous. And I'm just going to call out the name of the movement. So instead of the directions of the movement, just the name, and see if that helps with slow, smooth, continuous. Again, I'll still do mirror image. I'll do it this way until y'all tell me to do something different. Okay, here we go. Few deep breaths. All right, here we go. Slow, smooth, continuous, and commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. Did you find that easier to be slow, smooth, continuous without all the jibber jabber?
I think so.
It was for me, especially with waving hands in clouds. So, you know, Tai Chi is a series of movements done in a certain order. That's Tai Chi by definition. Remember that you can pull out movements from Tai Chi and just do those movements to serve you. I have a student who's in her early 20s and she's in college. And of course, she gets very stressed with her studying. And what she does is if she feels herself getting overwhelmed, she does waving hands in clouds. That's it. She just waves hands in clouds until she can't wave hands in clouds to one way. And then she waves hands in clouds till she can't go any further the other way. And just the rhythmic motion of waving hands in clouds is calming for her. So remember that you can pull out movements, and that can help you de-stress. Also, because waving hands in clouds is a weight shift movement, is a weight shift and going places movement, then you really are working those muscles that need to be strengthened to help you be more balanced. So waving hands in clouds is one of my favorite movements for that. So, all right, any questions? And otherwise we'll just do it again. Good? Okay, here we go.
Move, baby.
And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. And close it out. Slow, smooth, continuous. And that's in movement control. So this time I want you to think about upright posture. So I know out in the real world, sometimes I'll catch myself leaning whenever I'm walking. Not a lot, just a little bit, but I'll be leaning a little bit forward. My shoulders will be a little bit hunched over, and I'll fix myself. It's about body awareness, always, not just in Tai Chi class, so that we can best support our bodies. So this time when we're doing these movements, keep that upright posture. And so that will be our focus this time. Upright posture, that's in our body structure principle. Okay, here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. and close it out. So what did you experience then thinking about upright posture? Did you feel your body do anything different?
A
It made me
little.
slow down.
Ma'am?
I said a little. I was a little better.
I just, like I said, I just do a quick little check in my body throughout the day as I'm moving around so that I can ensure that I'm not creating tension for myself. Because as soon as I create tension, that's when I'm going to start getting pain. As soon as I hold my shoulders real tight and high, I'm going to get a neck ache. I'm going to get a shoulder ache. So throughout your day, making sure you have that upright posture and you're holding your body in a way that doesn't have tension.
My main problem is my head going forward, not over my ears like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so you know how a dancer walks? They walk on stage and they're just, and this is fresh on my mind because I just went to that dance competition, but they have their heads up like they're walking through the world like they are the Queen of Sheba. I mean, they are walking in with just confidence. Their head is up versus, down can cause tension there, can cause headache. Also, if you're looking down, then you don't see what's up ahead of you, and that might pose a problem. So just being aware is like extra star and points so that you can fix it and not get to the end of the day and wonder why you have a headache. And it could be something real simple during the day that you could have changed to keep yourself from being in pain. So this time, let's see, we have time. We're going to think about weight transfer. So you know how I say to give full respect to the weight transfer. So we're not trying to be in a hurry with our movements. We're trying to shift the weight completely, step, shift the weight completely, then step, shift, shift, step. So we're shifting that weight completely and not being in a hurry. So let's just think about our weight transfer as we go through our movements again. Check that body structure. Here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. To the middle for open and close. And close it out. Did y'all forget what you were supposed to be focusing on? Because I did.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
lost there for a minute.
I said, well, heck, we tried. Well, I was so worried about weight transference there for a little bit, I forgot what I was supposed to do with my arms.
Not what I was supposed to do with my feet.
And then I was thinking about what to do with my arms and just forgot about weight transfer. And I'm certain we did it. I just lost track of what my focus was. But that's just a different way to practice. And you don't ever have to do it that way if you don't want to. But you do want to think about the principles of our Tai Chi, in that we have movement control, and that is slow, smooth, continuous. We have gentle resistance, where we're moving against gravity and kind of creating our own resistance there to utilize muscles that we wouldn't normally utilize to do that movement. Then we have body structure as a principle, and that's where we talk about upright posture, and that's where we talk about weight transference. So it's just a good way to practice, especially once you really know the movements. In the beginning, we're learning movements. We're learning the fact that commencement is the leg movement is a step forward, where we shift. We shift right, we step left, shift, and bring that foot forward. So we're learning the movements, the parts of the movement. And then once we know them, we can start doing those same movements, focusing on principles. The final principle is the internal principle. And that's a really good one to practice by yourself, because it's more of a really calm, like in the moment, no tension, open joints, just really relaxed and in the zone of Tai Chi. It's harder to do in class because there's people, in a in-person class, there's people around you, but in a virtual class, you have a teacher that's talking. So it's kind of hard to completely go into that internal part of Tai Chi. So just remember your principles and you can't go wrong. Movement control, body structure, and then that internal, no tension, no stress, just open, enjoying the movements of our Tai Chi. All right, we have time to do it one last time, and then we'll do our cool downs. So whatever you want to focus on, even if it's just, hey, am I doing the right thing? This is your choice as we go through our basic 6 movements. Here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. To the middle for open and close. And close it out. All right, give ourselves a little fist massage. Hopefully you enjoyed that today, thinking about our principles. I really enjoy doing this in mirror image. I'm just excited because I'm doing it. And I think that's helpful for y'all. So y'all can see it from the front and go in the right direction. Now, when I go to practice my Tai Chi, I'll probably practice it backwards, and they'll probably fail me and not let me be an instructor anymore, but all right, so let's make tension, gather it, and then let it go. Gather that tension and then let it go. Gather and release. Big shoulder circles. Inhale and exhale. One more. Then to end our class, we have our loose fist that represents our strength, our fingers up touching each other, that is our friendship, and then our humility. And put those together in mutual respect, we say namaste. Well, thank y'all so much. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, and y'all just let me know if y'all need anything or have any questions. And if not, well, I'll see y'all next. Will I see y'all next Tuesday?
As far as I know.
Let me look at my calendar. I know there's a Tuesday coming up, but I have a farmer's market training. Woo, y'all, I'm so glad that I looked it up because it is next Tuesday. March the 8th is next Tuesday. I have to be in farmer's market training, so I won't be able to have class. So that will be a good time to review this one on YouTube. Because of that, this class will be extended a week. So your last day will be April the 26th. So I added a day since I had to cancel a day. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad I thought of that. So, but y'all still let me know if you have any questions, okay?
Clarify me on you don't have it on Thursday in the evening anymore?
I do.
You do.
I'll have class Thursday at 1:30. And if next week y'all want to come to the class at 1:30 on Thursday, you're welcome to. Now, I don't know how it's set up on y'all's end.
We'll have to get Eric to send us an invite.
Okay. Y'all let me know if you need help with that, because I have the Zoom account, but I don't have what do y'all have? Claris. I don't have Claris.
Yeah.
So but y'all just let me know, okay?
Yeah, on our Claris, you're still set up for next Tuesday, but I don't believe they can take that off, but it doesn't matter. We just have to ignore it.
Yeah,
but
just
as far as being part of the class on Thursday, if anybody wants to, they'll have to probably get in touch with Eric, and
okay.
he will have to send us an invitation on that time, just like we get one every morning on Tuesdays.
Okay, but just know on my end, I'm good if y'all come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's no problem to me. Okay.
Like if we miss on Claris on Thursday, we can look at it on YouTube though, can we?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I have it on there, SOWEGA, and then I have the date. I figured that was the easiest way to keep up with it. That way you could look at a calendar and see what day you missed or what day you wanted to rewatch. The very first time I did it like class 1, class 2. If I'm going to keep teaching classes and uploading videos, I mean, I can't call it 3 different things class 1. That'll be real confusing. So, you know, I told you I'm learning, but like I said, y'all let me know, and I hope y'all have a good week, and I'll see you Thursday or next Thursday or the following Tuesday.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, bye, everybody.